is everyone? Oh, right, it's an online event. Well, let's go watch the kata then. We're back! It's another kata. Welcome to Bringing the Thunder. I have with me today someone who is going to show us something very exciting. It's been a prerequisite in a few of our katas, but now we're going to drill deep into it together with Baptiste. So tell me a little bit, Baptiste, who are you and what do you do in Skyline?
Hi, so I am Baptiste. I have been working at Skyline for 3 years. I'm currently the product owner of a cloud ecosystem.
Right.
So
The true expert.
yes, so working together with my team to get the best features for the DataMiner.services
Excellent.
platform.
Cloud, and that's indeed exactly, if I'm right, what we're going to be talking about.
Yes,
Making your agent cloud connected.
yes, indeed. So the thing is, we all know what DataMiner agent is, but we want to get it connected to the cloud. There's a few reasons for that.
Yes.
You'll get enhanced support, you'll get extra services. You can also remotely access your system. So all of this sounds promising, but of
Yes.
course we need to know how we go about
How we do it
connecting it.
So yeah, cloud connection. We've had a few Bringing the Thunder, a few katas in the past where cloud connection was a prerequisite. The reason we didn't show much about it is because it's really simple to do. But we're going to dig into it a little bit now, go a bit about the whys and the how and what features all of it offers. If you are following along, if you have an agent, a staging agent or any agent that is not yet cloud connected, you can, correct me if I'm wrong, you can just follow along with this exactly and it'll be cloud connected. Like, do you need special licenses or?
No, so there's no extra costs to connecting your agent to the cloud. Of course, the features might be a bit limited,
Yes.
but then you can get another license.
Okay,
and
but
you can
pretty
extend
much
this.
anyone with a staging that isn't connected to the cloud, feel free to follow along.
Yes.
If you do, and if you show maybe the before and the after picture, or something that you can indicate it's cloud connected or not, then yeah, you'll get some DevOps points from that, right?
All right.
We'll
So
do it like that. So
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's show us.
So maybe set the stage a little bit. I'm looking at DataMiner Cube. So here I have an overview of my system.
All right.
I have demo system. It's pretty empty. The most important thing is if I go to System Center, I can see that I have a tab called Clouds, and at the
Alright.
moment I'm not cloud connected. So
This is a
this is just
unconnected
an
agent
unconnected system.
locally. Okay.
Yes, that's running now.
Correct.
So, of course, we see we have the button to connect the system, but
Right.
there are some things we need to do first. So let's take a look at the docs because it's all well documented, which
Right.
is nice also for the users.
So before clicking the button, best to have a look at the prerequisites.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So if I search on the docs on connecting to DataMiner services, you can see it comes up here.
Mm-hmm.
We have some extra information on how you can connect, but indeed, first title, before you connect,
A couple of things.
we take a look at the requirements. So there are 3 important requirements. The first one, DataMiner version, it says 10.1.12, but we have the 10.3.3 or even higher 10.3.11 version, so that's not a problem. Just make sure you upgrade your DataMiner, otherwise you might have some problems.
Right. Make sure it's high enough version so you get all the features and all the latest logic
Indeed,
behind it.
yes.
And makes perfect sense. Okay.
Okay. Then we need to have some connectivity because, of course, if we want to connect to the cloud, we need to be able to reach the cloud.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
That
That makes sense. We
Yes.
need some internet or network access.
Indeed. So we use subdomains of DataMiner.services for everything. So it's very easy to just enable those on your firewall. And then there's just one extra. It's for the WebSockets, but I might give you more information on it later.
Okay.
This is for the connection itself.
Suspense for
Yes.
later. Okay. Good. No.
Then if you're working in the production environment,
Right.
you will most likely have a cluster. So then the last one is also very important because all of the agents that you will use to connect to the cloud will need to have an inbound port open. This is a very important one. Read it carefully when you are looking at this and when you are setting it up. At the moment, for us, it doesn't really matter because I have a single agent DMA, so
Yes.
we can go about without this.
Right, but for inter-agent connectivity
Yes.
in a cluster, you're going to want, what is it there, TCP?
5,000.
5,100.
Yes,
So that
very
one
important.
needs to be open.
Yep.
Right.
So basically why this needs to be open is because we will have a module that will connect to DataMiner.services,
Okay.
right? But not all of the modules need to have direct internet access. So if another module that doesn't have direct internet access wants to go to the internet, it can use this port
Right.
to connect to the module and to then just... so it's like an extra hop. It's
Yeah, so if you've got like a cluster of 5 agents,
Yes.
just one of them is going to do the actual network connectivity,
indeed.
and the other ones will
Yep.
locally or within the cluster
That's
communicate.
exactly how it goes.
Makes sense.
All right, so it's just to simplify the networking, but of course,
All right.
you need to set it up correctly.
So all of these on your specific agent are already done then? I'm
Yes,
assuming? So,
yes,
Okay.
indeed. So we'll do the connectivity check in just a moment,
Okay.
but we'll have a look at how we can connect and what the next steps are. So we just had a look and we verified the requirements.
Mhm.
So now let's see. I can see we need the Cloud Pak installer from DataMiner Dojo. Of course, we
Right.
can quickly have a look. For the person or for the people that don't know Dojo, it's like the community website. I believe a lot has been said about
Yeah,
it already
yeah.
before.
Indeed, on the Dojo, you can find a whole bunch of things like questions and answers,
Yep.
but also installations and packs like the DataMiner Cloud Pack.
Yes, so this one is available here. You might notice we have a few different versions. I don't know if you've ever seen this page before.
I have been.
Okay.
I
So-
have once before connected an agent. So-
That's great. I should let you do this then.
Well, no, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll
So
break the format here.
we can have a look here and we can see that we
Right.
have a few different versions. So the first ones are just the normal Cloud Paks. The other ones are for proxy or DMZ servers.
Okay,
If you want to set up a proxy or you have a proxy set up or you want a DMZ server
you need to use
kind
one of
yes,
those.
secure your connectivity to your corporate network, just use one of those.
Yeah.
The steps on how to connect are also documented. We will not go over this. We just have a plain, simple system.
Yes.
We don't require a DMZ.
Okay.
Then the only thing you need to check is if you need the .NET 6 dependencies to be installed or if you already have those.
Right.
If your data miner has a version that's bigger than 10.3.3, they are already installed.
Okay, so anything 10.3.3 and up will
Yes.
have .NET 6.
Yes.
Okay.
If not, do a quick check if the runtimes are available, and then you can choose which ones to install.
Right.
Now, I know,
Would it be a problem though if you picked the wrong one?
yes, because then the modules that we need, so basically the Cloud Pak will install a few modules on your system. These modules are necessary to secure that connectivity
Right.
to the cloud. If you don't have the .NET 6, then they won't
Right,
run
but if-
and they won't start.
If you, for example, just always grab the one with .NET 6.
That's not a problem. Then it will just look at it. If it's installed, it will not overwrite it.
nice. Okay, good.
But for the sake of time, because
You know,
download
yeah.
will go a bit faster, and I know I have the .NET 6 installed already. So you can just click on that one,
Mm-hmm.
download it, and then on top right you can see at the moment it's busy downloading.
Right.
So
that's grabbing the pack, and what's in there?
yeah,
What is that?
so if you have a basic DataMiner installation and you go to an overview of all of your installed programs,
Mm-hmm.
you will notice that you have a few DataMiner components already.
Yes.
Okay, these are the core modules that are installed with DataMiner itself. So if you follow the feature release track or the main track, at a certain point in time, they will pop up.
You'll have several different apps or
Yes,
different modules.
so these are the core modules, as we call it. Then what
Yeah.
we need to do now is we need to have the Cloud Pak, which has like one of these extra modules that will set up the connectivity to the cloud. So that's why we need the Cloud Pak
Right.
to be able to get those modules on there.
Good. Okay. So it's probably downloaded.
I
so
think it's done by
at
now.
that point,
So you can just click it.
probably a default installation wizard. Or,
Yes.
I'm
So-
guessing.
It's very easy. It's just an installer. You click on install. Of course, you need to approve it. Then you'll see that it's installing a few modules, Cloud Gateway, Core Gateway, and so on.
Additional.
Yes, so these are the additional modules that will need to be installed.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And then in the second, installation completed successful.
Perfect.
Okay, that's great. So now step 1 and 2 are done.
Yeah. Prerequisites we checked
Yes.
and we installed the Cloud Pack.
Yes, so now we should be able to go ahead. So let's see. First, we need to double check one thing. Do I have the correct user permissions in DataMiner to connect my DataMiner system to the cloud?
Okay.
That's
Security related
pretty easy to
things.
do.
Okay.
Indeed. We can go to users and groups.
So that's under System Center,
Yes.
and then the users and
Yeah,
groups.
it's just users and groups. So at the moment, I'm logged in with my own account. I can go to permissions, and then here I can quickly search for TCP. and I should be able to see I have the rights to connect to DCP, to disconnect from
Yes,
DCP.
DCP as in the DataMiner Cloud Platform.
Yeah, indeed, that's correct.
Abbreviation. Yeah. Okay.
By now, we mostly refer to it as DataMiner.services. It's the same thing.
Right.
So I have these permissions. That's okay. Let's go to the cloud page, because that's the following step. That's again in System Center, and let's connect.
Okay, now we can click the button.
Yes. So
just a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What would have happened if I had clicked that button before doing anything?
It will tell you that you need to install the Cloud Pack, and it will give you a warning that it's not able to install.
So if you click that and you have done all of that, it literally redirects you to the prerequisites.
It won't redirect you, but you get a warning, and then you can go to the docs.
It's like
it's not that advanced yet.
Okay. Yeah, but good. Just wanted to check.
Yeah.
So we've done all of that. We've installed it. We're connecting, and now we've gone to a web page.
Yes. So I clicked on the connect button, and this redirects me to a page on the DataMiner.services platform.
Okay.
You can see here it says connection. It's quite obvious. I'm creating a new connection with my system to the DataMiner services. So there's a few things I need to fill in here. I need to select an organization for people that have never created a system on DataMiner.services.
Right.
They won't have the drop down, so they can just click create new.
To make a new organization.
To make a new
in case you hadn't done anything. Okay.
Yes. So you just provide a name, and if you fill in the name, then the URL will be populated. You can click create, and then it will be automatically selected. Now, of course,
you have one.
I have one.
You have more than
multiple.
One.
Yes.
Well, I suppose if you are the product owner of everything cloud,
yes,
I imagine you have quite a few.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll just take one that I've created for the SCATA, so the Shinobi organization.
Oh man, I love that. That naming. That. Wow, branding.
About you.
It's branding. Eh?
So if we want to give the system a name now, I can just say this is my kata system.
Excellent.
Okay, so we can see that the URL is filled in immediately. So this URL, as you can see it here, it's very small, but this will be used later on to gain access to my system through the DataMiner.services platform.
Right.
Because that's one of the big selling points. Normally, if you have a DataMiner system, you need to be in the network, you need VPN to be able to connect to it.
Yeah.
Once you have connected to DataMiner.services, it's no longer the case. You can access the web apps, you can access Cube from anywhere in the world.
So the cloud connectivity, connecting your agent to the cloud, isn't really about, at least this one isn't really about putting data in the cloud or making, or running the entire agent in the cloud. No. Those are different things.
Yes.
This is literally making it cloud connected, as in you still have your local agent. But you've added additional features and connectivity options through the connection to the cloud.
Yes.
Excellent.
So we have a lot of features that we're also working on.
That depend on that.
No, to get the storage in the cloud, to get the agents also in the cloud.
Right, yes.
But that's not what we're looking at now. We have a local system and we want to connect.
And it's connected.
Yes.
Okay.
So I filled in the name, DataMiner system URL, and agree to the terms of services, and then I can click the connect.
Right.
I'm greeted by a green message.
Always
so that's good. So my system has been successfully connected to the cloud. Now let's have a look. Indeed, in Cube, I can see that now the cloud connection is valid.
Yeah, so there's no button. Now there's a link that goes to the admin.
Yes, indeed. So we could have a quick look at the admin page.
Mm-hmm.
And here we can see that I am logged in immediately on admin.dataminer.services. Yeah. This is the UI that will be used to manage my organization, to manage my system, and also to get an overview on what's happening.
Right. So now from there, because of the cloud connection, you are able to do a whole bunch of manipulations on your system.
Yes. Some of them are directly on the system. Others are more like a management administration thing that we can do. So if I go here, I can already see I have an URL and I have an open in desktop app. So this is the remote access that I was talking about.
Yes.
If I click on this button, it will require me to log in on DataMiner.services, but this will give me the web pages.
Yeah, the web interface of DataMiner, the monitoring app.
Yes, indeed. But this gives it to me through the DataMiner.services platform. So no matter where I am in the world, I can access this.
Okay.
Same goes then again for the desktop app. I can also open the Cube from anywhere in the world through the DataMiner.services just by using my login.
Right.
So I can also control who has access to my system, of course.
Through that.
Through the admin app, yes. So I can add some users. So if I wanted to share this organization with you, I can say Stalins.
Indeed. This is different from the DataMiner.
Yes.
Users and profiles in there.
That's
this is literally just for the admin access through the cloud connection.
Yes.
Okay.
So this gives users the permissions to access the system remotely and
Through
to use the cloud-connected features of a DataMiner system.
Excellent.
And the second, we'll have a look at how we can link this user to the DataMiner user.
Yes.
Because of course, we have a connection to the cloud. I can do some actions on DataMiner, but I still want my security context to be validated, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll have a look in a second on how we can do that. Now, another nice one, once you have connected your system to the cloud, I already showed you before that we have a bunch of core modules. Yes.
Apps and features.
That's it.
These are
the modules. Okay, so here you can upgrade them. You can install new ones if you want to.
okay.
So this is basically the management of this extension.
That's
modules.
great because it's kind of independent, or at least a bit independent from the DataMiner upgrades and versioning. So you can update a single module there with new features or new abilities without needing to.
That's exactly how it works.
That's a very nice benefit.
Yeah, so you can just click upgrade, you get new features, DataMiner can keep on running, no need to restart it, and you can go on from
Cool, okay.
All right, now, we've connected the system to the clouds.
Yes.
It's great, we know how we can manage our system, we've seen the basics of that.
Yes.
The main benefit also is, have you heard about the catalog?
Yes.
Okay, so we have catalog.dataminer.services, and here we have a great overview of all of our connectors. We have automation script, we have packages, we have a lot of stuff that's being put on there.
Used it a few times before already for prerequisites, installing installing artifacts, installation packages and all of that from there.
Yes.
So yeah, catalog indeed.
So that's great. What I want to show here is that if I go to the dashboards application, for example, I don't really have any dashboards.
Okay.
So my system, it feels quite a bit empty. Same for my elements, for my surveyor, I don't have anything. And if I have a new system, I want to quickly get something on there. Okay, so let's take a quick look on how we can do that. So let's go back to the catalog. So that's catalog.dataminer.services. And here I want to go and I will look for server dashboard. And then we can see normally, or maybe let's look for starter.
Okay.
And there we have it. So the starter server dashboards, it's a package I created.
Yeah.
I will install it on my system, and what this will do, it will create an element on there, assign some templates, and also give me a dashboard to get an overview.
Yeah, I think that has been one of the reasons why we've had a cloud-connected agent as a prerequisite beforehand.
Yes.
To be able to have installations of other prerequisites.
That's
to really get those scripts and to share that.
Yes.
So this is now just digging a bit deeper into that. Allows us to deploy it directly, and that is through the cloud connection.
Yes, so this is completely using that cloud connection. So you can see that now I have a deploy button available here. If I would click on it, I can select my system. Now, before I click on the deploy, I know I need to do one more step. It's a one-time step, but I talked about the identities. So we have the DataMiner.services and we have the DataMiner users.
And they aren't connected yet.
At the moment, they are not connected, okay? So if I were to click on deploy, the DataMiner system doesn't know who I am, doesn't know what permissions I have, so it will say, you cannot do this, okay? So we'll first take a look at how we can connect these. And you can easily do this by just going to dataminer.services, and this will be over here. You can, of course, if you need to change your organization at the top right, look for the correct one. For me, it will be the Shinobi. Then here I can see link account. Okay, so this has not been completed yet. So let's first take a quick look here.
It's going to ask you probably to log in with your DataMiner account.
So we have a stepper component. We are logged in on DataMiner services. That's great. Now we'll continue to the DataMiner login. So let's quickly.
Right, so now you're going to log in with your DataMiner account, which is then going to set up the linking, which is going to be the thing that allows deployment of artifacts to work.
Yes.
Great.
Not only deployment of artifacts, it also gives you benefits to be able to use the bot. You can share the chatbot
before as well. Yes.
you can share dashboards. We'll do that in a second.
Okay.
And you also have automatic login when you're using the web apps remotely. Okay, so you only need to log in with your DataMiner.services account.
And it doesn't.
And we will log you in on the DataMiner system itself.
Okay.
So you don't have to do that anymore. So we'll link the accounts. The accounts were linked. Let's find the catalog again and click on that beautiful deploy button.
Right.
I see I have a notification, but that's actually great because
Started.
my deployment started, but I want to see how is it going.
Yeah.
So can go here, and again we're back on the admin app.
Here we are again, guys. I love this part. The heart is going. Will it work? Will it not work? The demo.
Exactly. So at the moment we can see it's still pending. Yes, but we're basically we went to the admin app, and here we have an overview of all of the deployments that are going on.
Right.
Okay.
Or have happened.
Or have happened.
You have a history.
And we got a full history of everything that has happened. Let me quickly refresh this page, and we can see that the deployment succeeded.
It was succeeded.
That's nice. Let's go ahead and see what it has added to my system. So I see I have an element here.
Yes.
And basically this element, just a Microsoft platform element, but it's currently it's monitoring my own system. So
right.
Let's give it a minute maybe before it starts up. Next to this, I promised you we would get a dashboard.
Indeed.
So let's go to the dashboards application, and indeed here you can see there's a server monitoring starter dashboard
right there.
available.
Server monitoring starter. So that's a dashboard that was added now to the package.
Yes. So this was not here before. Before we just had an empty dashboards application. Now, if I click on it, you can see it will give me a full overview of my system.
Well, it will try, but
it's
whatever.
A second indeed.
But you also said something about sharing that.
Yes.
What does that involve?
So, if you want to share this dashboard, you can do that quite easily. Have you ever done a dashboard share before?
No.
Okay.
No idea.
First of all, why would you need to share?
Teach me something.
Yes, I will do my best. So, first of all, why would you need to share a dashboard? The thing is that currently, if you have a DataMiner agent, most of the people that are working with DataMiner, they are in their organization, and then with their colleagues, they can look at the dashboard, they can look at the data.
Everyone has access to what they need, and that's it.
That's it. But now, of course, if you're collaborating with another organization, with another company, you might want to monitor a service, and you might want to send that to your to the other companies so that they can also look at it and have an overview of what's happening.
Right.
Yes. So with these dashboard sharing capabilities, and let me first go back to my system. So with the dashboard sharing capabilities, what you can do is take the dashboard. It will just share a URL to that person. It will send them an email. And once that's been done, they can click on it. They simply log in through the DataMiner.services platform.
Right.
And when they are ready, they can open up that dashboard.
So the benefit there is that they don't need to, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't need a user on the local agent.
No, that's
They
true.
just need a user on the, or even...
They need a user on the DataMiner.services.
Right, so they need a user on the DataMiner platform.
Yes.
The cloud-connected admin stuff.
They don't need to be added there. Just a general account on DataMiner.services is
okay, that's fine. And then at that point, you can give them a specific link.
Yes.
They can access that and only that.
Yes. So creating the share, we'll send them an email. There will be an URL in there, and then they will be able to open it.
Okay, great. And where is that located? So the share, if I want to do that.
If we go here at the top.
Top right.
Yes. Maybe let me
see if you can
restart that element, because it's not really...
It is a demo setup that you did.
Yes.
So maybe there are some...
let's go to the state and just restart that element.
There might be some previous cached items on there from before.
I know what did it.
Okay.
I have a system. It's set up with STAS. So we talked about moving data to the cloud.
Right.
Actually, the demo system that I have set up is on storage as a service. The only thing I still need to do is to give it the identity of my system, which I've just cloud connected, so that it can configure some storage spaces in the cloud for me.
So your simple setup isn't completely simple. It has already a feature called STAS in it, which is still simple, but it's a storage as a service. So you do have data somewhere on the cloud, but that's not part of the cloud connectivity thing. you've just done that before.
Yes. And the idea is that the
Can you show a cut of that? But maybe not now.
Yeah, we can do that in another one. Yes.
I want to see that too, actually. So putting that on the cloud as well. But so you've got a special feature, active storage,
Yes.
SaaS storage as a service, which means that what are you doing exactly then now? So you need to.
So what
yeah, you
happens-
mentioned it. You said you needed to tell something with an identifier.
Yeah, so basically when I set up my system, I connect it to the cloud.
Yes.
It's cloud connected. I have an identity. My system
Right.
gets an identity.
And then you've got the stars
Yes.
running your data.
Yes. And now I want to connect my system to my data, and that's being used. That's being done by that identity. Okay. So I just tell the cloud who I am. I make sure I have something registered there,
Okay.
of course, before I can connect.
So it's
I will
pretty
do
much
a quick
it's
test.
unlikely that everyone trying this out will have such
Yes.
a problem. Their Microsoft platform will probably just install, run.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
indeed. So,
So
this
now
is
it's-
just because of the stars activation.
Okay, good.
Next to the dashboard sharing, we'll do that in a bit. I just need to restart my system quickly.
Right. Okay.
Do you have any other questions on the cloud connectivity? Anything that's related to this?
Oh man, I always have questions
All right.
on anything. No. So we're cloud connecting now, but like, how are we able to freely offer that to people? Like when you mention cloud connected, I
Yes.
usually think that means we have servers with virtual machines running in the cloud. Those usually take money and effort and time
Yes, that's
to
true.
maintain. So we're offering this just cloud connect and suddenly it works. So how are we doing that? Like
Yeah.
is that
So we want to do this free of charge because we want everyone to see what the benefits are from getting connected to the
Yes.
cloud. Okay.
okay?
I told you before, when you connect to the cloud, the first tier is a free license tier. You can contact sales for more information. But of course, once you want to use this in a production setup, you'll need to upgrade your tier, and then that's where we get our money. That's where
Right. Okay.
we start getting some revenue.
Okay, because I was wondering, people who have started putting things on the cloud, they
Yes.
will realize that it's not cheap.
No, the
It's
cloud
not
is
cheap.
not cheap.
So, but it is good. So we have pretty much then a service, something running on the cloud that's that web browser, that's the admin page, and all
Yes.
of that is running somewhere on the cloud. That's why we call it cloud connected, because you're not connected to a server that's here.
No,
You're
we try to
connecting-
avoid that.
Yeah, you're connecting to something that's out there, which means you should always have a pretty fast and stable connection, I suppose.
Yes, so that's at least one of the requirements that comes into play. Once you connect to the cloud,
Yeah.
of course, we are relying on that internet connectivity. So if that goes down, you will have a problem, and some of the features might stop working. So that might give you a bit of a hiccup.
Yeah. So, if that happens, like, does it recover itself automatically?
Yes. So we have built-in mechanisms, which will, firstly, they will refresh their identity. Okay, so it's not because you get an identity from the cloud that it lives on forever. It
Yeah.
will be refreshed every X amount of times,
Right.
just to keep it secure, because if for one reason or another your identity gets leaked, it will be invalidated at some point in time.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's both a security feature and just,
Yes,
something.
it's also a convenience feature, because if you, for example, shut down the agent, then
Mhm.
you start it back up again,
Mhm.
the identity will still be there, it will still be connected to the cloud. Okay, so you can
okay.
continue to use all of the features.
Right. Well, and are there any security risks at all? Because generally that's also a question that I've seen pop
Yes.
up a few times. Like, I'm not sure about cloud connecting, because then it's to the internet and what's
Yes.
going on there.
I think the main point that people are afraid of is
Yes.
that they have their server and they need to open up the
Yes.
server to the outside world.
Yes.
Okay, I have great news for you. You don't need to do that with the cloud connection.
Ah,
All you need to do
okay.
is allow outbound communication to the DataMiner.services platform.
Which is pretty normal
Yes.
behavior if you want.
If you want to access the internet.
Yeah.
So basically, you just control on your firewall which websites can be
Right.
opened from your
So you
network.
don't need to do anything like port forwarding
Nope.
and putting it on a server that's accessible. It's
Yes.
just outbound, not inbound. Okay, that
Yes.
actually
And then
handles most security.
actually what happens when you connect the system is that the data miner itself, so I clicked on the connect button, and this initiates the connection setup. Okay, so then from that moment onwards, the data miner will send a request to connect to the cloud. and not the other way around.
Okay.
So we can never enable a connection to your system. It's always the DataMiner system
Itself
that connects.
puts that first step forward to say, here, let's start a handshake, and I will begin.
It goes from there. Okay. And once the connection is set up, then it's actually a two-way connection. Okay. So DataMiner can send data to the cloud, but from the cloud, we can also request some data from the DataMiner agent, for example, to open up the share.
And things like maybe getting stuff like metrics and stuff, is that an option?
Yes, we also offload some data. We can train some models. We can have some proactive monitoring on there. So yeah, that's all enabled by that connection.
Cool. Great.
I can see my system has restarted. The element seems to be working fine.
Grabbing the data correctly through stars, and the dashboard should now be green. Everyone is way ahead of us.
Yes.
Too much talking, eh?
I know. But let's quickly show the last thing. And then
you're supposed to say, no, Jan, you don't talk too much. It's fine.
Well, we talked together.
Okay.
So
all right. So
I was having a nice conversation. So let's go to the top right. We see we have the three buttons. We don't want to edit the dashboard, but we want to share the dashboard.
Yeah.
So here, there's a few options. We can email a report, URL.
Just get this URL,
yeah. That's a bit outdated. We want to use the cloud. We have the DataMiner.services capabilities. So let's create a cloud share. We can see it's sharing the dashboard.
So that's not really sharing like the source code or the way it's built. It's literally sharing the end result, literally the dashboard itself.
Yes. So what the user will see will be the dashboard itself, of course, without the menu and without the header. So it will just have an overview of the dashboard
just a UI, just a nice layout. Okay.
Indeed. Now, another pop-up has opened up. So let's say I want to share this with my good friend Jan Stalens.
Okay.
And of course, Skyline. So you can see I can give it a name and I can also give the description. So this dashboard monitors my Windows server, for example.
Good.
I can also give you a message. I'll just leave this be. And, which is also a nice thing, I can set an expiration date on the share. So if I say, I want you to have access to this for 2 days,
and
I can add an expiration date, and then your access will stop.
Okay, good.
Okay, well, no expiration. I trust you. You can have my data.
You trust me.
So let's click share.
First mistake. No. It's good. It's good.
And the dashboard has been shared. Okay.
Green mark, indeed. It's been shared. So now I'll have gotten an email.
You get an URL.
You
can click on that, and then you will be able to view this.
See your Microsoft platform element.
Yes. Dashboards. So it's as easy as that. You can do it with anyone, and they can open up the dashboard, and they have access to it.
Perfect. So, I mean, I love that. So just to recap a little bit, so we've seen just the prerequisites of what you need to do to cloud connect it. If you forget to do it, you'll get a pop-up saying, don't do it yet.
Yes.
You need to do it. Go to the prerequisites. We do all of that. We install that cloud pack. You click the button.
Yes.
You do the cloud connectivity part with the wizards and all of that. Connecting it to your local user.
Yes.
So both users.
The account linking.
Yeah. If you have something like stars, you need to do some fiddling.
Of course.
But other than that, everything is up and running, and then all the benefits are for the taking, which is part of some of the previous katas, like the ChatOps. We've now seen the dashboard sharing, which I hadn't seen before. Also very cool. And also, deployment of the catalog. It's great. I love it. Well, Baptiste, thank you very much for showing me this.
Yeah, it
was really amazing. I'll shake your hand. Thank you very much for preparing it and making it.
No problem.
Everyone who was following along, I would say, how should we do that? A screenshot of the fact that your agent is cloud connected.
Yeah, seems great.
Perfect. That's fine. Sure. So a screenshot of that your agent is cloud connected, and we'll give you some DevOps points. As simple as that. All right, so we'll leave it at this. Thank you everyone for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget like, subscribe, and ring that bell, the notification bell, and then you'll get a notification for all the new videos. So I'll catch you later. See you.